Is professional studio photography dead? Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the vlog, and thank you for joining me for tea time. It is Monday, and you can see I'm back behind the computer. I was reading through some of my news articles that I always do from the weekend, and I wanted to talk to you guys about something that really stuck out and answer that question: is studio photography dead? Now, there was something that came up that was very interesting, and it was an ad that started running, I think it was March, I believe, in the UK. And a lot of people that were watching it, they brought this to the attention of the ASA, which is their Advertising Standards Authority, okay? And those are the people that say, is something misleading or is it not? Can you leave it on air or do you need to take it down? And this is really, really out there, but Apple has made the claim that the iPhone X is able to produce, quote, studio quality portraits without the studio. As you can see, there was people that said, hey, this is just not right. They shouldn't be able to do this. So what happened was the ASA went and delved into it a little bit deeper and took a look at this. And they came up with a finding, and Apple Insider posted this finding. Now, to start with, Apple noted from the very beginning, they said, quote, there was no industry standard definition of studio quality portraits, and that the term was subjective due to the wide variance between techniques, equipment, lighting, and talent, among many others, used by photographers in a studio. They also said they use a 50mm focal lens in the iPhone X, which was the most popular lens used by studio photographers, and that the lighting options available on the phone mimic what could be done in a studio. So they put out this ad. I'm going to roll this ad while we're talking so you can see it. It's like a minute and a half long. And in this ad, you can see that the person is now just having her photo taken in a professional environment, right? With all of the color correction, you can see the color tiles, you can see the reflectors, you can see multiple flashes in the black background, and yada, yada, yada. I mean, a true professional shot is being done here. That would cost a lot of money. And then what she does is she then follows up that same shot with another shot that she does with her iPhone in almost the exact same setting, and just gets rid of the background and changes the lighting and all the rest of this stuff. And their claim is, here you go, we're basically creating a professional studio shot with the iPhone, period. Now, what the ASA found after all this, what they state in quotes, is they said that we acknowledge that the camera on the iPhone X featured a focal lens commonly found in studio photography, and understood that the images shown in the ad were photos taken with the phone. We considered that the lighting effects that could be used when capturing and after having captured an image allowed the user to mimic a photo similar to those taken in a studio. They also follow up with, we recognize that there were many effects, techniques, and tools used in studio photography which played a vital role in capturing high standard images, many of which were not available to someone solely using an iPhone X. However, this is where it gets good. However, we recognize the emphasis was placed on the significance of the lighting effects on achieving the quality of image the ad demonstrated. And we understood that those images shown were a true reflection of the capabilities of the iPhone X's camera. For those reasons, we conclude that the ad was not misleading. Hence, Apple is now able to say, once again, iPhone X produces, quote, studio quality portraits without the studio. So, for me, let me start out by saying, I think that would be okay if they said studio quality-esque, or maybe we can mimic studio quality, or whatever. Just like they said in that information, we can mimic. So, if you want to go to the public and say, we can mimic a studio quality image, okay, that's all right. but by saying definitively, iPhone X produces, quote, studio quality portraits, period, without the studio, period. To me, it's misleading. All right. Now, of course, there's a lot of factors that go into it, and that's not what is being represented here. And obviously, they don't want to represent that. I just think that the ASA has got it wrong here. I just really do. I don't think that someone could produce a studio quality image with their iPhone X, unless they're a photographer. Now, let me tell you why. Number one, even if you do fake lighting techniques and you could get the lighting just right, that's fine. But you have a lot of other effects or a lot of other factors that go into it. For example, posing. People that have been doing it for a long period of time could make you look thinner. They could make you look more handsome or prettier. All right, just by getting the right angles. We know how to get backgrounds right to emphasize certain things or de-emphasize certain things. We can get your hair right. We can make sure your makeup is right. We can do your editing after the fact. There's a lot of things that go into a professional photo session, a professional portrait session that isn't being covered here. The problem that I think that this is doing a disservice to the general population is by giving them this sense that they don't need us, professional photographers, anymore. Okay? And it's working, guys. It is working. There's a lot of professional photographers that have studios that are going belly up. Even in my area, there's a lot of studios that were here 15, 20 years ago. They're gone. They're now like a T-Mobile or something. All right? They're just simply not there because they couldn't make it any longer. People are using their iPhones and are looking at the images and saying, you know what? They're good enough. These images are good enough. And then they hear advertising that says, hey, we can produce studio quality images right here with the phone. Why do we need to go and pay someone $100 for a sitting? There's no reason for it. I have my iPhone X. It does everything that I need. So I want to know, number one, what you guys think about the ad, and I want to know where you guys fall as far as, do you feel that professional photography is getting to a point where it's dead, all right, that we're no longer needed? What do we need to do? So let me kind of rewind this a little bit and tell you what I think that we need to do or what I think that should change. Now, obviously, we're not going to change what has happened here with Apple being authorized, let's just say, to be able to say that their product can produce studio quality portraits without the studio. All right? That's not going to change. But what we need to do, and that's why I've been a proponent of, is be hybrid shooters. We need to not only be able to shoot photo, we need to shoot video. We need to also be able to give to our client something that they cannot get by holding their camera. Okay, whatever that is, that might be the service, that might be the techniques behind it, that might be our creative vision, that might be whatever the case might be. We not only need to have to give it to them, but we need to be able to sell it. We need to be able to tell them why they need to come to our studio and have their son or daughter's quote unquote high school portrait taken, their senior portrait, or whatever the case might be. We need to be able to prove to them in words and in proof of image what makes us different than simply taking a picture with an iPhone. All right? We need to be able to do that, because if we can't, we are going to become relics like Kodak. We're going to end up going the way of the dinosaur. We're no longer going to be relevant. And professional photography as a whole is going to die. That's my personal opinion. I want to know what your thoughts are. What can change? Do you think the ASA got it right? Do you think they got it wrong? Do you believe what I said, that they need to include the word mimic or virtual or esque in this quote, right? Whereas they can't say it, it's definitely studio quality just because they're quote unquote no standard for it. What do you do to make your photography or photography business relevant? How do you prove to people that they need you at this point? All right, guys, so that's what I have for you today. It's kind of aggravating, but it is what it is. This is what's going on. And as always, I kind of call it as I see it. And if you don't agree with me, please, in the comment area, put it in there. I appreciate every one of your thoughts. If you agree with me, also put that in there and expand on it. Let me know what I missed or any of your thoughts. I would really like to hear them, and so would the rest of the community. So anyways, guys, as always, I want to ask that you give me a big, massive thumbs up if you enjoyed the content. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button so you can get all of my content when it becomes available, and click the bell icon so when it is available, you will be notified of it. And head over to my website, jchristina.com, where you can find all of the photography tools that I've invented for you and me over the years, and hopefully there's something there that you might like. If there is, please pick it up and support me. That's it for today's vlog. We'll see you in the next. Happy shooting. Take care, guys.